morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Couples Academy show. You are watching me, Roland, and my friend, my brother, my mentor, my Rule One, Jeff Witt, is with us this morning. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing wonderful. Actually, we just came back from a absolutely fantabulous last chance weekend. I think hearts and minds were changed. Everybody went home together. People that weren't together when they got here, definitely going home together. And it was really a blessing to be a part of it and see the transformation and the transition in such a short period of time.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you heard about it and you need to be in it, I'm telling you, Last Chance Weekend is a phenomenal transformational experience that you want to take advantage of. So if you're struggling in your marriage and your relationship, please reach out to us and let us help you restore and rejuvenate your marriage. Hey, listen, before we get started, we want you to like, share, and subscribe to this show. Let everyone know that we are here daily to meet you where you are, to help you with your needs, and to listen, to bring up your marriage. We want to serve you in a way that we bring you up. We call you up and not call you out. And we call you out when necessary to call you up. So we want to thank you guys for watching us. Hey, listen, we're talking about a great subject today: when men who cheat finally get it right. That's what we're talking about. When men who cheat finally get it right. We always hear once a cheater, always a cheater, but that's not really true. We know some men. I know a man in particular, right, that has been that guy and no longer operate in that way. So let's jump right into it, Jeff. When men who cheat finally get it right, what does that look like?
Well, I'll tell you what it looks like in the beginning. It's a lot of stress on the partner. And the reason why there's a lot of stress on the partner is because they don't believe it. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to be cautious in that regard. So whether you're the female or the male in a situation and you've been cheated on, we have to realize that you know, I understand the whole I don't want to give my trust, but there's a trust but verify kind of thing going on that should be happening where you can't look at everything that they do to try to win your heart back and kind of look at it as if it's an attempt to just trick you or confuse you or manipulate you. You have the right to set up boundaries and have your guard up a little bit. That's absolutely understandable. But what I watch a lot of is I watch men pour their whole hearts into trying to get it right and get rejected and rejected. Yet, you know, there's no divorce on the table. There's just torture, you know,
Mm-hmm.
torture on both sides because the one person refuses to believe anything is good no matter how good it is, whether they're going out and they're being thoughtful and they're creating song playlists and trying to reminisce and they're sitting there begging and pleading, baby, please, and doing all the right things, showing up, checking in, uh, unlocking their phone, letting everything be transparent. And then what happens is sometimes, and I've seen this a few times, is there's still a shutdown. Like, nope, you ain't getting near me. No, I ain't trying to hear it. No, I'm not trying to. Why are you still there? What is
Mm-hmm.
the magic bullet? So that's the first initial phase that I see. The other problem is like, you know, do you really believe that they can get it right?
Mm,
There's a tendency, even on the betrayed spouse's part, to believe that there's grass greener on the other side.
mm,
Maybe
yeah.
if they left the relationship, it's any better out there. And I want to let you ladies know it's rough out there. So you're better with a rehab than trying to find a new one because these new ones are getting built with some stuff I don't even know where it came from. They're run down trying to sell themselves off as brand new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Social media has changed the game for male and female, and we present a false narrative. You're talking about impersonation on steroids. People are impersonating who they want to be, think they want to be, and they are false narratives presenting themselves in ways that is really not true. And to your point, a rehab man, a rehab woman is much better than trying to go out in these streets because it is a cold, freezing world out there for men. right now. You mentioned earlier about in the beginning, there's a detoxifying process that every man and woman has to go through. You have to allow the man to show up differently and detoxify himself from his old ways. And you have to trust that he is really doing that process. And it's going to take a period of time for you to see change, but you cannot reject the change when he really is showing up in a different way. And so oftentimes men in particular in the beginning get discouraged simply because they are doing the right thing. They are showing up different. They are making the necessary changes. They are using the tools that are given to them. But because of their past behavior, get the time after time after time. And then the discouragement comes in, and then they end up just giving up. And then ultimately the marriage fails.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times we're looking to catch the lie, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
have to acknowledge when you don't find it. If they're lying still, they haven't gotten around. See, men who are certain, men who find
Mm-hmm.
themselves in certainty don't need to lie, don't need to hide. If they're going to do
Yeah.
dirt, they just will tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
See, people who lie are not certain about who they are, because if they were happy with who they actually were, there would be no need to tell a lie. So the
Mm-hmm.
lies are the indicator that something is wrong. It's the little tiny white lies that lead to the bigger ones. The other one is look for sedation, right? Men who sedate, when I say sedate, they drown themselves out of the world with other things other than what's important. And they become drowned
Mm-hmm.
out in that. And sometimes that's done because they're getting rejected, but sometimes that's done because they're in a lot of pain. And if that pain doesn't get addressed, and you need both partners involved. So the men can get it right. They definitely can get it right. I've seen it over and over and over again where men decide that, hey, look, it's time to grow up. It's time to get serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to die at 75 years alone, which is what one of the brothers here
Mm-hmm.
is like, look, I don't want to be my dad. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be my dad. So what you got to look at is what are they doing consistently? What are they doing that could use some improvement? And we can engage without fighting. We can make comments without being so negative. You can give criticism without tearing someone down. You can say, hey, look, I
Mm-hmm.
see you're trying. I see you trying, but I'm going to believe it better if you did this, or if you were more consistent in this. Check in every day with me. If you're going to be a little late from work, I want to talk to you on FaceTime while you're on your way home. Those kinds of things, so that I understand you're guarding your heart. You're guarding your heart, but at the same time, you can trust and verify at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can give them a little
Abs-
space. Go ahead.
no, absolutely. And I was just going to say, when you talk about checking in and change behavior, that mindset of the man has changed. And so he's doing things differently. He's getting ahead of your thoughts of negativity or even your thoughts of suspicions. He calls in, shows up, if he's running late, running behind, having to stay at work late. He wants to make sure that he's doing his part, and you have to receive it. You have to be able to see it has changed, and he's doing things differently, to the point where, yes, it is a new man. You're looking like, who is this guy? He is a person. And so you're absolutely right, Jeff, about having to check in and do things differently, because that's the only way we're going to make progress in a different way. But again, if it's not being received well, you can expect the gentleman to not fare out well.
That's why I was saying you can verify. Like, look, there should be no problems with a phone check. Hey, look, honey, I'm feeling a little insecure. Let me see your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You shouldn't have to sneak to
Mm-hmm.
do it. You should be able to go up to them and be like, let me see your phone. Because if they're not having nothing, they should be celebrating the fact that you ain't gonna find nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Here
Yes.
it is. Here it is. You want to put a tracker on my car? If you want to walk right and you really are getting it right, you're going to realize you can check me anytime. A wise man loves reproof. Forget which proverb that
Mm-hmm.
is, but it's one of the best proverbs out there. Like, check me. Check me. Look for me. You're more than welcome to try to find me doing something wrong. Just don't accuse me of doing something wrong if you ain't got receipts. You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Absolutely.
Things
Yeah.
can look
Yeah.
funny to you. You can be like,
Hey,
"Oh, I feel funny about this." All right, honey. Well, here you go. Like, please, I'm an open book with your spouse. And for the guys out there who think they're getting it right, you're getting it right. You're not cheating anymore. That doesn't mean you've changed. And the reason you
right.
may have only changed because you may have changed the fact that you're not cheating, but you've done that in order to save a situation. But if you haven't changed your patterns, your behaviors, your thoughts, and the way you approach things, so these guys that are sitting there going, "No, I don't want her all in my business," you know, we don't mind getting naked with someone, but we don't want them looking through our phone. There's a problem. Like if I'm going to
Right.
share my body with you, I should be
Right.
able to share my phone, my computer, my laptop, my car, anything. You should have access to all of it. We place more value on our phone than we do our bodies. That's crazy.
Right.
That means you're
You're
hiding
right.
something. You're
Right.
hiding
Right. Right.
something. It may just be naked insecurity. It may be you
Mm,
forgot to dump stuff out of your Instagram that you don't want them to find because you're not doing it anymore, but it's still there and you haven't done the work, the due diligence to tear things out. Sometimes you got to dump an account and start all over. Sometimes you got to dump an account and start one with your spouse's picture and her name on it. Sometimes you have to give up your phone. Sometimes you have to physically move your home. When you're committed, you're going to do whatever it takes to save the relationship.
absolutely. Hey, listen, we're talking about when men cheat and who finally get it right. We're talking about a great topic. Stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick commercial break and we will be right back.
Hey family, Hassani and Danielle here, and I want to tell you about the Phoenix Awards Gala happening on October 7th, 2023. Couples Academy is hosting its first annual Phoenix Awards Gala, a celebration of perseverance, patience, and persistence, focused on couples who have endured and overcome significant hardships in their marriages.
Nominees of this prestigious award will have come to the brink of destruction in their marriage without giving up, and are living a testimony to what is possible when two stand as one.
This is no ordinary gala. We are honoring 5 of the most resilient couples across the U.S. and abroad. And here's the most exciting part. You get to pick our nominees. And there's more. Wear your most exquisite gowns and black tie ensembles and prepare for a 50-foot red carpet, cocktail reception, dinner, live music, and dancing. We're going to raise the roof and the standard for marriages on October 7th, and we want you to be there.
For tickets, go to couplesacademy.org/events.
We're back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're watching the Couples Academy show, and we're talking about a topic when men who cheat finally get it right. But before that, hey, listen, the gala is coming up in October 7th, 2023. Gentlemen, get your black tuxedo. Ladies, get your gown. Listen, it's going to be off the chain. You want to be in the building. You have more than enough time to get your tickets, to get your room, to get your flight. You do not want to miss this amazing experience that's going to be put together. and you do not want to just hear about it. You want to be in the building. So get your tuxedos, gentlemen. Ladies, get your gowns, your stilettos, or whatever you ladies wear. You just want to show up and be there. Hey, listen, let's get back into it. When men who cheat finally get it right, what how do they show up differently now? What does that look like?
Well, that's the thing, right? What does getting it right look like? I'm going to tell you, like, I always joke with you guys, and you guys have been egging me on about actually writing this book, but how to be a player with your wife, right? Just with your wife, not out there in the streets, but like how to bring that spark back, how to get it back. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a master yet, but I'm a very good disciple. I've gotten really disciplined at creating experiences that make my wife feel loved all the time. And not every day is perfect. I'm human. I get my attitudes and my little ways, but I can honestly say we haven't had a real argument in years. Not about anything substantial. Maybe about where we going to dinner. Maybe about she not liking my shoes that I'm wearing or something like that. But nothing serious that would cause elevated voices or any kind of problems like that. And the reason why is because I realized that what I did to get her, I have to keep her. And that creating new, and we're not looking necessarily always for a new woman. We're looking new and novel experiences, right?
Yes.
And that newness can be created. It can be generated, right? It's about, the problem is that we think marriage is the finish line. We think having kids is the finish line. No, that's the starting point.
Yes.
It's to die happily with ending your life with the same person you took this journey with. And so we have to fill up the adventure. One of the things I always tell these men is like, most women in America grew up with some idea of what a princess was. And they had this fairy tale idea in their mind that a man, the ideal thing would be a man coming along and being a part of their lives in such a way that they felt like they were going to another level. And there would be this journey and this adventure that they go on together. And men weren't raised to be princes. In essence, they were raised to be G.I. Joe, Transformer, sometimes doctor, lawyer, engineer, but they were not taught, and nor did they identify with the idea of becoming a prince. And once I can get a man to actually think that way, like what would a prince do if this was his princess? What would a king do if this was truly his queen? How would you operate? What adventures would you go on? What new things would you do together? It becomes easy to draw out a plan for the marriage that goes beyond just being a husband and a wife, beyond being a parent. And there is that time period in the beginning when the child is 2, 3, 4 years old, and sometimes you have those multiple times back to back, where things get a little difficult because it's all about the kids. And I understand this is something women need to hear. I'm going to answer your question in a second. This is something that women need to hear. Men get jealous of their children. The amount of attention and time and focus that goes to the child and at the neglect of the husband. I know I did. And every man I've ever talked to said at one point or another, they felt like the kids were more important than the relationship. We have to make time. That may mean as a man, we need to get more involved with the children, because sometimes we neglect the children, but it also may mean that you need to ladies, you need to steal a little time and show care, love, and concern and pour into your man as well. Because if we're not doing that, if we're not constantly sharing it, then what ends up happening is we become divergent. I have my life, you have yours, I go to work, and this is a thing. We come and we talk, but it's superficial conversations that we're having. We're not dreaming together. We're not hoping together. We're not discussing our problems and trying to solve them together. And if we do discuss our problems, they're typically about an argument. The other thing that I find, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we have to remember that we're dealing with as a partner, a partnership. So when the kids do come around, and to your point, dads have to be maybe more involved to spend that time and to set things up. We have to set the tone and the temperature of what we want marriage and our lives to look like, with children, without children, making sure that we don't miss a beat when things happen. Because anytime that the mother is dealing with the children and the husband is being neglected or feeling as such, then that resentment builds in, that anger builds in. And we talking about men who cheated and are finally doing things the right way. We are going to show up with that spouse and help with the children. Make sure that we are doing our part with the children. Make sure we're doing our part with the wives. And like you said, ladies, women grow up with a idea of what a princess is, and that's the life that they're looking for. We have to begin raising our boys to be princes, and to look forward to being kings. But we don't do that. We babyfy them. We take that away from them. So that way, if we teach them how to be a prince, they can know how to treat a princess. And when
Absolutely.
they have that mindset, they won't be so amped to cheat because
And
they know
for
they
you,
have a good thing that. Go ahead.
absolutely. I said, and for you strong women out there are warrior princesses. I'm not negating and trying to make it all like there's a different version of princess all the way through. Like there's the warrior, there's
Mhm.
then there's the delicate, there's like all those things. I'm saying in general, a strong woman with a strong idea of what they have and their goals and their dreams should have a man who aligns with that, and we have to learn how to do that. I want to answer Coach Monique Kitchen's question. So, what do you do when they don't let you see their phone? Men who have nothing to hide nothing. While
Hide
women
nothing.
who have nothing to hide nothing. Like I said, I don't understand this complex. And usually, when I actually say it this way to a man, your woman is sharing her body with you. Your wife is sharing her body with you. And you can't share your phone with her. There's something wrong. I would have a easier time understanding you not sharing your cheesesteak with her or your cheesecake with her than not sharing your phone, right? Because when we look at food, like my wife does this, she'll sit there and like, do you want something, honey? No, I'm good. And then I get something, she wants to eat it. But we're talking about something in limited supply and limited quantity, and I'll get you one. I get that argument. But a phone is something that's just sitting there and you have access to it any time. Like I charge my phone on my wife's side of the bed. She made me stop doing it, by the way, because I get up early, like 4:30 in the morning, and she don't like that alarm going off and me having to get up out of bed to go walk around, stumbling and fumbling in the dark to get it. But when there was the dark time and the lack of trust there, and I had deserved every moment of it, started charging my phone on that side of the bed. Started leaving that phone in the kitchen while I'm going and doing other things so that she didn't think I was always on my phone. As long as that phone was there and she could get to it. And once in a while, I found her checking me. Maybe I came home late from a meeting one night or something like that. And I'll walk upstairs and see her sitting there holding my phone. I'm like, okay, it actually makes me feel good. I don't feel threatened
Mhm.
because I'm not doing nothing. Check me. Come for me. I want you to feel as secure as you need to. All of us have doubts. All of us have
Mhm.
fears. All of us have worries. And I want her to do whatever she needs to do to abate those worries. If she wants to send a team
Absolutely.
of
Hey, listen.
spies to follow me around, that's okay.
Yeah, listen. It's one of those things that we have to stop playing these childish games. It really becomes that you have to man up. You have to woman up to your spouse, to your marriage, to your relationship, to your life. What do you want your legacy to be? The fact that you was married and you had kids and you bought a car and you had a house and then you die and you die with your phone in your hand. Like really? Like is that what we're doing? And it has to get to the point where we like we keep saying, if you have nothing to hide, you hide absolute nothing. And you want to bring that security to your spouse. You want to make sure that you bring that security to yourself. It's too exhausting to be trying to hide and be deceitful. It takes too much time and energy. You will spend less time and get more value out of doing the right thing than you doing the wrong thing. Period. All day. So
I wanted to just answer Monique. So what should I do? I think you need to actually have a conversation with them about what we just said. Person who has nothing to hide hides nothing. And you need to do it when you have these conversations. Men often feel under attack because we go in with an attitude. Okay, so when she comes to me with an
Mm,
attitude, God, we got to remember tone has a lot to do with things. You know, when I want somebody to listen, I whisper, not yell. Yell is a sound
mhm,
that in nature causes things to run away. When I want someone to pay attention, I lower my voice. I don't
mhm.
peak my at my top, at my top pitch, because that's an alarm sound in nature and it causes us to have fear. So you need to have a calm conversation with them about what you expect. Now, you also have to realize that a lot of men weren't brought up with proper home training when it comes to relationships. Most of us didn't have parents in the home. Most of us didn't have real men in our lives, even if the parent was home. Some of us had people that were actually home, but they weren't present. Like they're sitting on the couch watching the news, playing Al Bundy, you know, or
Mhm.
so stuck in sports center that they didn't participate in the family. So these men don't really have great examples on how to do this. And I didn't become this because of just watching my home. I came to this level by studying and trying to understand my woman and understand psychology and what it took to work it out. So one of the things that I definitely would recommend you do, Monique, is have that conversation with them. Like, look, I'm sharing my body with you, but you can't share your phone. Here's my phone. Go through it. Like, here's my life. Go through it. What are you hiding? What is missing? Do I need to give you a safe zone time? Do I need to give you a safe period to dump everything, start a new phone number, clean out your phone and start over? Is that what I need to do? Because maybe you made some indiscretions that didn't lead to anything, but you don't want them there because you don't want to start an argument? Do I need to give you a week or two to get things together? But this ain't happening. Like, we either in this together or we not in this together.
And if when I call Couples Academy, hey, listen, you're watching the Couples Academy show. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When men who cheat finally get it right, we're talking about when we come back, we're going to tell you some things that you can do, men, to get it right if you're still cheating. Coming right back.
If you're a man and you have a pulse, then you need to join this program. You're a husband, you're a father, you're a leader. You have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You have to be everything for everyone, but do you know who and how to be for you? You're still in search of your own significance. You're in internal battle with your own vices. You're questioning, do I even know what it means to be a man? I know I'm supposed to be there for others, but what about me? The fact is, you need a model. You need a code to live by, a system of principles to govern your life. You need an internal compass to guide your every decision. You need the 4 securities to build your own kingdom. What you need is the foundry. In short, a foundry is a facility where castings are produced by melting metal, pouring liquid metal into a mold, and then allowing it to solidify. Well, this is where we're testing the metal of men. Foundry is a 12-week men's-only coaching program. It is a brotherhood that will take each man through a purification process of the heart, mind, and soul. We here at Couples Academy promise you that if you give us 12 weeks of your life, you will no longer recognize it. If you care about the improving of your life, your marriage, and your family, register today.
All right.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. We're talking about men, when men who cheat finally get it right. And the Foundry, man, listen, it is a total game changer for any man walking on the face of this earth. You should join Foundry because it is a very transformational experience for yourself. We cannot lead our families. We can't lead ourselves if we do not even know who we are. And so when we go through this experience of the Foundry, it is a total game change. I would encourage any man, every man, to be a part of something bigger than yourself so that you can get poured into and get the best pulled out of who you really are. So, Jeff, listen, we've been talking about when men who cheat finally get it right. Close us out with, okay, so what does that look like? If I'm still cheating, if I'm still on the fence, if I don't want to show my wife my phone, what should I be doing right now other than joining Foundry to make a change?
Other than joining Foundry, or in addition? Like, so here's the deal.
In addition
The
to,
reason
in
why
addition
men
to
are
joining
doing,
Foundry.
yeah, I was gonna say, because in the and it's not just Foundry. There's other programs out there that are good as well. But here's the idea. A lot of us did not grow up knowing how to be a man. When I say how to be a man, knowing exactly who I am, where I fit in this world, how to take care of someone else, as well as take care of myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. Right. And so when you have four securities involved, the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, and the financial, what happens is if you have a deficit in any one of them, it causes chaos in the other ones. When I don't know who I am, it's a hard thing to deal with my wife. When I don't know how to deal with my wife, it's very hard for me to go to work and produce. When I'm having chaos in any of those sectors, I start letting my body go. I start becoming more active. I start sitting on the couch and vegging out and doing things that other than that. When I'm so focused on one that I'm not focused on the other. And what ends up happening is we begin to juggle these acts, and we go into life expecting that what we learned about manhood is going to be the truth. And what happens is between the ages of 25 and usually 40, there's some kind of midlife crisis where everything that we believed in, everything that we thought was going to work out for us, we had a plan. We were going to college, get a degree, and then we were going to get a great job, and then it was all going to be, fun from there. It was all going to be easy. We had this plan. And when that plan didn't happen, we began to slowly and sometimes fastly go into a deep, dark depression or sadness or worry or even just give up. So the whole idea is that, excuse me, we find out the world doesn't happen the way we want it to, and we begin to find sedation mechanisms. Those are alcohol, drugs. It could be sports. It could be anything. It could be chasing women in order to feel validated for a moment because nothing else in our world is working out right. And so what happens is you have to be able to find someone who's actually done it, someone who's been through it, someone who's gone through that crisis and come out on the other side and actually figured out mechanisms, tools, and ways to get things right. And so if you know a man who's going through a depression, who's going through the fear, worry, and doubt that the world's not happening the way, who's not earning the money, who's not doing those different things, who's not willing necessarily to even begin trying to figure that out, Foundry is a great place to begin. Because every man needs a man in their life that shows them the ropes. We don't live in a culture anymore of where there's a rites of passage that literally someone's taking us through a process and saying, defined on all the community that we live in, this is what it takes to be a man. We live in a world that says, hey, go to school, graduate college. If you fail in that, well, you're on your own. If you do graduate college, guess what? You're going to find out the world doesn't necessarily work the way you thought it was going to, and you're still on your own. And then what we have is women trying to teach men how to be men because the wife is trying to teach the man how to be a man, and it feels like criticism and ridicule. Whereas when it comes from another man, it's a little better undertaken, a little better understood, especially when it's done with care, love, and concern, and not fear, worry, and doubt, which is usually the position the spouse comes at the husband with when she's trying to help him figure out his manhood. Is not done out of care, love, and concern. It's done out of fear, worry, and doubt. And when you have that selfish endeavor of trying to protect yourself, it's very hard to help someone else when you're in fear of what's going to happen to you. Very, very hard. Because what you're going to notice is that heroes, the way a man becomes a hero or way a woman becomes a hero is when they sacrifice themselves for the benefit of another to rescue them. And so you have to get beyond your own fear to run into a burning building. You have to get beyond your own worry and doubt to chase that mountain and take out that machine gun nest. You have to beyond your fear, worry, and doubt to stop that active shooter. You have to be beyond. So to help your spouse, the best thing to do is find a man or that can show him that is beyond fear, worry, and doubt in their relationship and has a good, solid relationship with their spouse. And I know that's difficult to find, ladies out there, but hey, we're here. We're willing to help. Get them in touch with us. We'll have a call. If you can't get them in touch with us, maybe we set up some kind of, I don't know. What do you call those? Interventions. I don't know. But we're definitely here to help this thing.
We'll get it done one way or the other. Hey, listen, you've been watching the Couples Academy show. When men who cheat finally get it right, We are all about walking in integrity, and that's who we are. We move different, we look different, we act different, we talk different, and that's just the way that it is. Have a great Monday. We will see you on tomorrow, and thank you for watching.